Oh, hello everybody. Joshua Hill here, and cue the theme music. This is the long-awaited episode number two of What the Hill, What the Hill, What the Hill. All right, it's enough of that. So, hi there, Joshua Hill here, and the first episode of What the Hill happened about 2 years ago, and I'm trying episode number 2 today. So this is very exciting. I'm what the goal, I guess, today my plan is to play you a song that I wrote a long time ago, over 10 years ago now, and just talk to you a little bit about how the song came to be, kind of my meaning behind it in writing the song. I want to be careful though, because I don't think that just because I have a meaning for a song that I compose or create, that it's the meaning of the song. I mean, I think the most important thing is that when you are creating something and releasing it into the world, that the listener is the one who creates their own meaning. And there is no static, in my view, there's no static meaning to a song or a composition. So part of the reason why I'm doing this is my friend / old roommate / generally a nice guy, Austin Mack, a long time ago said that he felt like my music I always had like one little secret piece of information inside of me. And then once I shared that secret piece of information, then suddenly it made sense. So I don't know if that's still true, but just in case it is true, I'm going to be now giving you information in hopes that you'll better understand it. So this is unedited. I'm doing like live switching and everything. So I'm doing this in one take. I'm a little prepared, but it's going to be a little bit raw and unedited. So let's go take a look over at the Bandcamp. Boom, there it is. Picture in picture. We got ourselves Bandcamp here. This is Joshua Hill. That's me. It says Los Angeles. I'm coming to you live from Los Angeles. And this is me, Joshua Hill. You got my website, Instagram, Substack, Facebook. The music that I'm about to play is available on most of the streaming platforms under the name Joshua Hill. And you are welcome to listen where you would like to. But Bandcamp's always nice because you actually can sell things there directly, and it's just a little bit more independent focus, though. Everybody's being bought out by VC these days, so who really knows what's a good place? So I'm going to just talk about one song today. The first song off of this EP, Spider Shirt. And I should say, so it's a little confusing because like my website's The Hill in Mind, and I was releasing music under the name The Hill in Mind, and really I had a band called The Hill in Mind. And there was a handful, it was actually the same drummer, same guitar player, same piano player, and then we had a few different bass players, but for this EP, it was with myself, Sir Jonathan Lang, only because he's a very honorable man, on keys, Max Naus on guitar, Jacob Erie on drums, and on this recording we had Wayne Jones. Though I got a shout out to Jerome Salazar, who was playing bass right up until right before this recording, and he kind of really helped shape these arrangements. The songs were written, or at this point I might have even said compositions, because I guess I was kind of fancy at that point. I was calling what I did compositions. I'm coming right out of composition school, and then wanted to write songs. I can kind of go into more of that later, but special bass thanks to Jerome Salazar and Nat Theobald, who were the other bass players. So Anyway, so let me go here. Boom. So this is the cover art for, and I'm actually wearing a t-shirt. Same cover art. So this is the cover art for that EP. It's the eponymously named. I never have known how to pronounce that word. And this, I worked on this art and typography with Eric Palmer. I think that's who it was, right? Yep, Eric Palmer. And there's a snake. On this shirt, there's a which way? There's a kind of a crow situation, I think. But I think a lot of these songs are a little bit esoteric in their origin, but also really grounded in my experience, and I will get into that. So this song Spider Shirt, I wrote, I started it, and there's another little image that we released as the single. I started it in 2012. I was living in Nablus in the West Bank, volunteering for an organization called Music Harvest. And it was an Irish NGO, and I was teaching. I was working as a K through 8 music teacher, and in between school years, I believe in between my first and second school year, I ended up going to the West Bank for 2 or 3 months. I think I was kind of traveling for a month before and after, and then was actually like volunteering for 2 months. And, it's funny. I don't know if it's not funny. It's really not funny. This song is actually really intense. It's obviously there's sort of in the foreground and background of getting to know students and young musicians in the West Bank. There's always the acknowledgement that they're in a war conflict zone and have been for most of their lives. And this song is very much about that experience, and specifically, if you look here at the top here, it says, "In the land of martyrs, there are only pictures," which sometimes I think as I'm kind of going back and talking about these old songs, I'm really I'm not trying to yuck the yum of past me, because like that was me doing that then. And I want it to be, I want to celebrate who I was and how I was 10 years ago, though I'm sure any artist can kind of relate to listening to old work, and you kind of want to cringe, but I'm not cringing. No cringing is happening, because that was me, and I'm proud of where I was and what I was trying to say back then and the way I was saying it, and I think that it's valid even if I do things different now. So this shirt really was written off of one experience where around the town you would see a lot of pictures of usually very, very young men, and they were killed in the conflict, in one of the conflicts that is just very common in the West Bank. And in one of the pictures, this young man is holding a rifle and was wearing a Spider-Man t-shirt. And that, I think just the fact that this was such a young person who loved Spider-Man, I'm guessing, and then was kind of put in the position and responsibility to ultimately be giving up their life for this conflict is just devastating. And so the song and the song came from seeing that particular image, and then there also being the new Spider-Man movie. There was a new Spider-Man movie in 2012, and it was playing at the mall in that town. And so just that image of a young man embroiled in this conflict, mixed and wearing a Spider-Man t-shirt, and then mixed with um, there being a new Spider-Man movie was just a very powerful, and it just really intense to experience those two things at once. So that's kind of where this song came from, and beyond that, there's, some other kind of personal stories and about kind of my experience of having of kind of running into violence with young men in that time, which was rare, actually. Like, I really, really loved being there. I had such a great time where I was volunteering with other expats mainly from Europe, and it was really, really special time. So anyway, let's just listen to it. And I mean, there's some other, I don't know how deep we want to get into that. I'm not really I just come out of composition school, so a lot of this stuff is really, really theoretically complex, I guess. But yeah, let's listen to it. I've got the lyrics here, and let's just give it a listen and see how it goes. I might stop it. I'm not sure how I want to do this, but let's just stop it. Or I don't know. I guess. Oh, actually, no. Here's what I'll say. If you want to listen to this song uninterrupted, then pause now and listen to it, because I think you should probably listen to it and decide what it's about before I kind of go too much in the weeds here. And then if you've done that, like, let's give it a listen. Kind of cool chord progression there.
Little boy, with your eyes so true, remembered for the things you do, your story forgotten by fools, growing old in a Spider-Man t-shirt. Your picture tells me why, but the question still sleeps in your eye.
I'm just gonna. I don't really want to talk while the music's playing. That's like a really. It's not my. It's hard to do that, but I was just smiling because I just feel like lyrically I was very like grandiose, and I'm just kind of appreciating like your story forgotten by fools. I really appreciate that, and this is a cool, like that opening chord. I don't even know what it is. I think it's like some kind of sus thing. I used to know all that stuff. I still do, but it's just a really it's interesting because I think this music is so much more theoretically complex. Back when I was composing it, and now I've really simplified, but it's cool to kind of re-experience it. So anyway, we're right before this the chorus, and one of the things I used to do / still do quite a bit is my choruses don't really, you're supposed to do it where it's the same every time, so then people sing along, but I always feel like when the narrative is changing, it's like it changes. The chorus just has these slightly different, it's like from a different perspective or a different whatever. But yeah, I think these first two verses really are just talking about seeing that picture for me, and just kind of seeing the picture and like growing old in that, the sort of like you are growing old as that sort of image of you in that role of martyr for that community. So yeah, anyway, I don't know if that. Okay, there we go. That's fine. Back to verse 2.
Growing old in a Spider-Man t-shirt. Your picture tells me why, but the question
So good.
You're not dying for me, but I'll listen to.
That's such a great little. I really love this chorus. It's a just to get to no, I don't know if it's, again, theory, but I think I was really into chromatic mediants, which is where you have two chords that are like a major or minor third apart, and so you have like a common tone between them, and then the other notes just kind of move in really interesting ways. So I think the chords are like F and D major. So like F major and D major share an A common tonality, and then the other, the D and the F sharp go from to C and to blah, 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 whatever, F natural. So anyway, I just love those chords. I mean, I had a lot of really interesting harmony changes and stuff. Let's just listen to that chorus again.
You're not dying for me,
D, F,
but I'll listen to you. You're not dying for me, but I'll listen to. When you throw a boom behind my back, my head explodes with fear, and John will take the beating to his ear.
so epic. Okay, I'm gonna just go back to this verse and I'll play through the rest of it. But I just wanted to say this was John was Jonathan O'Flaherty, who was I think he's British. I should probably email him. He was such a good friend during that time, that summer. But basically, we had an experience where we were walking down the street and some young kids like threw this, like, I think it was just a firecracker, but it was really loud and it was right next to John, and like, you know, his hearing was messed up for like a few days. And it was just like this experience where these you know, we were just there trying to teach music and perform and do all that stuff, and we just kind of experienced this expression of like violence that was just hard. It was just hard for us. And I think as I'm looking to this like next verse, it's like I think the line that's like, when you shout with a bomb inside your mouth, like, which is like, you know, every act that we do is a form of communication, even violent acts. And it's you're saying something. And I think that when you shout with a bomb inside your mouth to a world that's already has bleeding ears that can't hear what you have to say, it's just like, it's like the message doesn't come across. And it's just tragic that we're in that position, and we're in that position in so many places. And it's like, man, I wrote this 10 years ago and it's worse, you know, it's worse. It's just tragic, man. A lot of what's happening in the world right now is just tragic, but you know, I'm grateful for where I'm at today. So, I'm going to go back when you throw a boom behind my back, verse 3. And then we'll try to get into the second verse here, or second chorus. Sorry, I'm dying for you. Are you listening to you? And just like you see, it's like, you're not dying for me, but I'll listen to you. I'm not dying for you. Are you listening? You. You know, they're different. They're just different people saying different things. So I think in this case, it's like the actual person with the bomb inside of their mouth saying, I'm dying for you. Are you listening? And then in this one, it's like, from my perspective, it's like, you're not dying for me, but I'll listen to you. You know, it's like your cause is not for me, but I hear you. I hear what you're going through. I hear your pain as best as I can. You know, I can't really understand it. I can't really experience it, but man, I hear you. And I'm sorry that like you are so young and you're in this position where you have to communicate through violence. It's tragic. It really is. And it was kind of hard to actually have this be the first song that I went through, because I realized like, oh my gosh, this is such a difficult thing to face, especially since we're still here, man. We're still here. Very little has changed. So, I mean, I don't know where... There we go. All right, so I'm just going to let this play through the breakdown. Shout out to Jacob Erie for that like halftime feel or whatever. So good. All right, breakdown. I'm gonna get fancy here. Some more of that. Some more of that chromatic media in action. I think we're A flat something or other. It's like an A flat something or other to an F. And I think also for you geeks out there, we got some time changes. I think it's 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. 4. Max is just doing some crazy. John. So good. It's such a good band. I love them. They were such a fun time. Shout out! I gotta shout out one more person here. Okay, we're getting to the like the part that talks about the song. But so this is okay. So this is really just pure music geekery. So Brahms had this his Third Symphony. I could go down the rabbit hole and play it for you, but the opening of it is like F, A flat, F. I don't have perfect pitch, so I might be wrong, but I think my memory of pitch from the song is that I think that's the right notes. And the whole thing is like bum bum ba na dun 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 na na na. Brahms 3 is a masterpiece. Like, oh, so good. One of the best symphonies ever. And so the whole meaning behind that opening was there was this violin sonata that 3 other German dudes wrote called is the FAE sonata, and they had this kind of like, I'm not sure if it was like quite incel, but it's just like this like band of celibate German men, or maybe they were closeted homosexual, or who knows really what was going on, but they basically wrote this sonata, the FAE sonata, which was just like this like testament to being single and like single but something. It was like Freuden, I don't remember. And so Brahms in the Third Symphony wrote, he was like, I'm single but I'm free. I'm the best. I love being single. So there's like a very slight nod where it's like, you're like, so it happens. I'll show you. It's like right. So there's just like a Brahms moment right here. No, after this one. 6, 7, 1, 2. It's right here. 5, right here. No, I don't know. It happens eventually. There we go. 1, 2, 3. So that's Brahms. 1. Anyway, that's all right. So that has nothing to do with the meaning of the song, but it's just it's, I think, actually the only Brahms reference. I've got some Beethoven in my other music. I think it's the only Brahms reference. I've got some Mahler. I mean, I've got Purcell. I've got all that stuff, but the only Brahms reference. So anyway, so let's just take it out. This is the Spider-Man's playing at the mall tonight, and then just don't buy the t-shirt. Because I kind of imagined almost thinking about like Pink Floyd, The Wall, the movie, where I think there's like a bunch of hammers or something. Like I'm just imagining that scene where it's like everybody's like putting on the uniform to go into fight the war, and there's this kind of just like collective, like, we are putting on the same thing, we are fighting for this nationalist cause, we are fighting for this. And I guess I was kind of imagining that happen with Spider-Man shirts, that like, you know, you go and you watch the Spider-Man movie, and then that turns into you putting on the Spider-Man t-shirt and becoming kind of indoctrinated into this violent mission. And maybe you have to do that. I don't know. It's you know, I don't know. But that's how I came to write it. I don't know if that's the meaning, but that's how I came to write it. So let me just take us into this breakdown, and we'll listen to the rest of the song.
Spider-Man's playing at the mall tonight. Spider-Man's playing at the mall tonight.
Shout out to Jacob, sick drummer. John, yeah.
Spider-Man's playing at the mall tonight. 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 Spider-Man's playing at the mall tonight.
It's so cool. I love those vocals.
Playing at the mall tonight.
The t-shirt. So those vocals are all like, just don't buy the t-shirt. Really cool vocal arranging. Usually John Lang would do all that stuff. John Lang is, you'll hear him, I think, in the right ear, piano player. One of the greatest musicians I've ever been around. Like, naturally, just best ears I've ever been around. It's crazy. I mean, everyone in the band was so talented. I was so lucky to have those musicians, but I just want to shout out those vocal parts. So sick. All right, one more time.
Spider-Man's playing at the mall tonight. Spider-Man's playing at the mall tonight. Spider-Man's playing at the mall tonight.
All right, vocals coming in. So good, John.
Spider-Man's
Piano.
playing at the mall tonight. Spider-Man's
Just
playing
don't
at the mall tonight. Spider-Man's
Just
playing
don't
at the mall
buy the t-shirt. I mean, it's horrible meaning, but
Spider-Man's playing at the
it's
mall
beautiful.
tonight. Spider-Man's playing at the mall tonight. Spider-Man's playing at the mall tonight.
Yeah. So good, man. I love this song. And then Brahms. More Brahms. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I think, if I'm gonna say, I think at this time I was kind of writing from a more almost, I don't know if it's irony or whatever, but it's like my real takeaway from the thing is Spider-Man's playing at the mall tonight. Just don't buy the t-shirt. I don't know if that's profound. I'm not sure if it's meant to be profound, but I don't, in general, it's like, yeah, I also don't, I can understand how people end up buying the t-shirt, you know? It's like sometimes life and the systems and the situation you're born into, it's like the only option is to buy the t-shirt, perhaps. I mean, my goodness. So I think that's kind of all I have to say, other than this was recorded by Bob Hogue in let's see, can I go back? There we go. So it was recorded at Flying Blanket, Bob Hogue. And yeah, let's just listen to the whole thing. And then I think that's going to be it for today, for this one song. If you've made it this far, my goodness, thank you. So I'm going to just play this one song, and then I will close it out. So thank you again. And I'll talk after this and kind of think. But let's play the song one more time. with just all that context.
Little boy, with your eyes so true, remembered for the things you do, your story forgotten by fools. Growing old in a Spider-Man t-shirt, your picture tells me why, but the question still sleeps in your eye. You're not dying for me, but I'll listen to you. You're not dying for me, but I'll listen to you.
I'm still recording.
When you throw a bone behind my back, my head explodes with fear, and John will take the beating to his ear. And when you shout with the bomb inside your mouth to a world with bleeding ears, in hopes that they can hear clear, I am dying for you. Are you listening, you? I am dying for you. Are you listening, you? Are you listening? Spider-Man's playing at the mall tonight. 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 Spider-Man's playing at the mall tonight.
Okay. Sorry about the shout. I'm about to go for a hike. I think they're worried I'm not going to make it. So anyway, I really appreciate you if you've made it this far. I'm going to just throw on the background or the ending music here. We're going to head out here. It's been really amazing being with you for episode 2 of What the Hell? What the hell? What the hell? Okay. All right. Anyway, thank you so much, and have a beautiful day. Thank you. Bye.